Hello, I hope you're well. It is I Lost Wolf. It is a very rainy and kind of miserable evening, and we are going to play some Ultima 4. I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to set up the timer. Okay, so we're going to play Ultima 4 today. So we've got Katrina and we've got Jeffrey, and it took a little bit of doing to get Katrina and Jeffrey lined up. But they are now respectively level 7 and level 6. No, Katrina is level 5. And what I want to do today is I want to pick up the next person on our list of people to collect. We're going to go get Iolo. It's not going to take very long to get him because he's just very close to where we're at. And then we're going to just move on from there. Now, with Iolo again, it's going to be a case of building Iolo up a little bit before we can go and get stats from. Iolo is a bard. I don't know if that means that he has mana for magic. We'll see. But the problem with magic users other than the main character, which is really why you want to make them into a magic user if you can help it and if you can stay your way toward that, is that they top out at 50 intelligence. So they're not going to have access to the same kind of spells you're going to have. And they're not going to be able to use them quite as effectively. So even if Iolo has access to intelligence, and even if Iolo has access to 50 intelligence points, which allows him to spend those points using magic abilities more than Jeffrey or Katrina can, it doesn't mean that he's a good mage to have with us. Like the cardinal character that we have is infinitely better. But it's always good to have multiple spellcasters in this game, because as we've seen, people can fall asleep, and then the easiest way to get them to wake up is just to do wake, and then to get them to be awake, and then to move on. So I'm going to get the ball rolling by doing housekeeping, and then we're going to start playing. So give me a second here while I housekeep. Housekeeping. Okay. Let me get Ultima 4 up and going. Okay, so Iolo is right here. I don't quite remember where they are. I just remember that we've talked to them before. That's not Iolo. That's Joe. I don't know if they are here. Oh, you know what? Iolo's probably here. You mean a Barding green, man? Oh, that's quick at the bard, but not Iolo the bard. Where's Iolo? I'm sure that we've run into them. Oh, this is not them, I don't think. No, that's your Pero. it's a shepherd, so it's not Iolo. This is Iolo, I think. Yes, okay, join. I am honored to join thee. And Iolo comes to us with 300. And that's pretty good. That implies that Iolo has a little bit of experience. So we just need to get him leveled up to level 4. Oh, you know what we should do? Ready for... We should give him a... I think I can give him an axe. A bard may not use a magic axe. Oh my god. Sure. And then the other thing is we're going to wear a Mr. Grove on Iolo. Okay, so he's all set up now. And what we want, as you can see, okay, so let's talk about what's happening very quickly. We've got this front line. We're in the very tippy top of the front line. We've got the actual front line, which is Katrina and Jeffrey. And we're starting to pull out the midline. And we have over here Iolo the Bard, who is just hanging out in the midline. So we are not going to move anyone else other than Iolo. Okay. 13 gold, sure. And that should have given him some experience. Now that we got Iolo, we're just going to save. We should probably hang out at one of the main dungeons that we're going to go and stats in. Oh, okay, so he has MP. We're gonna have to get intelligence for him as well. Because up until now we really only needed strength and dexterity. Oh, this is a great fight, actually. I don't know if Iolo will make it through this fight. But this is kind of what I mean, right? The more people you add to the party, the more folks show up in the overworld to be killed. And that's almost especially why we want to be in the overworld, particularly, so that we can get massive parties like this. We do need to be mindful of Katrina still. 298. That was pretty good. I need to send myself up off this guy. Yeah. Ooh. I should not be moving anyone else other than Iolo. I should move this guy this way. 3:52. Let's sleep. As you can sort of see, it gets easier and easier to get people leveled up because the fights just get larger and larger. I shouldn't really be messing with Blue Buddy. He needs to die. Because he's a guy who can put people to sleep. This guy is going to get away here. I don't think that there's a whole lot of anything I can do about it. Oh my god. Okay. 376. I don't know if we'll be able to sleep. We'll just maybe go and talk to Lord British and get healed. Yeah, no effect. There we go. And now you can sort of see that's just, it's great because there were so many of them that we got all the way there. We're gonna have to fight the second we come out. done his attack there. The other thing that I should point out is that as they're raising in levels, I've talked about this before, they get a little bit of a bump towards like their strength and their dex and so on. And so you sort of want to defer the process of going into, oh god, get me away from that snake. You want to defer the process of going into a dungeon for as long as possible, because there's just no point in doing it early. You kind of wasting your time. Oh my god. I'm not keeping track of the rhythm of this fight. But, you know, if we have to do strength, intelligence, and dexterity nonsense, we will do that. 5 We're very close to the next. Well, I say that relatively speaking. We're less than halfway to the next level up. I'm trying to catch this guy who's trying to run away. I don't think I'm gonna... Yeah, I didn't. Alas. Oh god, get me away from there. Uh-oh. Again, I lost the thread of the rhythm of the fight. Okay, let's go get healed. Man, get away from me. Actually, I want these guys to die as fast as possible. I keep thinking that the second that we're done healing, you'll just say, "Oh, I'm done talking to you, goodbye," and then we can just move on. But no, there's this whole thing we have to go, "Oh, you got healed? We gotta say goodbye," and then you have to do that. Oh well. It is kind of what it is. But it is super duper frustrating. It's good, because in one real, actual sense, it's protecting me from myself. Because I might have decided that I wanted to keep talking to the guy, and then the prompt is gone, and I'd have to re-establish the prompt with a T again. You know, T and direction and all that. So, it is a time saver. I just don't always see it that way. Like for some things, I just want the prompt to be on screen, and then when I'm done talking to them about the service that they're rendering, I just want the prompt to be over. And shops sort of work like that, right? But not everything does. Wow, that is a little pitiful. What is this point here? With the mountain range? Oh, okay. That's not quite as far as I thought it was. I don't know if I'm gonna remember that. It's good to know. Oh, you know what? I was pretty hurt. Should go back south and get healed. Oh, that was perfectly timed. One thing I am noticing is that the food use is speeding up rather a lot with 4 of us. Which I don't like. I would much rather the food use be slow. Yeah, it is speeding up. It's like every 10 steps now, as opposed to every like 20 or 30 steps. Ugh, gross. Garbage. Let's go get food. Plenty of mana? No. No. I don't need sleep, I need food. That's healing. wonder if there is a food store here. I don't think so. I'm starting to think that there really isn't one. Oh, there we go. Well, no. Because that is weaponry and armor. This is just a British... Ah, there we go. Food. Okay, yes, you can. It's... Oof. Good gravy. 40 GP for 25 rations. So, 100 rations would be 160. So we gotta multiply that by... It's 1,600 for 1,000 units. So if it's 1,600 and we can get 40 units. Because that will almost clean us out. Yeah. I did the math wrong, didn't I? Let's just go 99. Yeah, see, I got the math wrong. Oh, we can afford 29. Thank you for doing the math. I appreciate it. No, I'm pretty good. Let's get out of here. Immediately blew some of my rations, going, I'll walk into this wall. It'll be fine. Because, like, as we've discussed, money just isn't an issue in this game. It should be here if I walk in the square. Yeah, that's the square. Okay, cool. I don't know. Maybe we'll just figure out where the square is. Oh, you know what we should do? Now that we're level 5. We should start going to the spies. Oh. So I don't need to be doing this. Let's go into the dungeon, shall we? But you can see it took half an hour to get to this point where it took something like 2 hours to get Jeffrey started. And then it took like about an hour to get Katrina started. So it's going to speed up because there's going to be more people on screen. I say as there's just one guy here, that's fine. Wow. Thanks, game, for not proving my point at all. I don't think I can make it up in time. Yeah, I can't make it up in time. Sure. I want to say that... Oh no, get away from me. Okay, this is gonna be so difficult. Let's just... We should be readying our hands. Ready, hands, ready, hands. I'm gonna just hit with me, because it's a lot easier to tell what's hitting me than it is to tell what's hitting, like, Jeffrey or someone else. I don't know. Okay, that was both sides. I was gonna say, I don't know if we got hit there by the ghost or by the wisp. Okay, one of them was definitely running away. This guy is hitting Jeffrey. Oh. I don't know who they hit there. It hit Jeffrey. Man. Okay. Sure. Oh, you know what? We need to ready a wand ready for Jeffrey. Okay. And then we need to save. I need to look this up. So I don't just steer us in the incorrect direction. Let's sleep first and then save. Okay. Okay, so we are in the Spires. The Spires is the one with... Yeah. The Spires is the one where we were trying to do that finicky dance with level 1. And then it never panned out. And so we didn't bother. So we got to go all the way down to level 8. Because level 8's got the most orbs in it. So if we go Z for 4, he has 30 strength, so we need to do 2 tracks down. I wonder if it's not worth just getting him to level 6. Nah, it's probably not worth it. So let's just see how many Z downs we have. We got 4. So we want to go down like twice. That's kind of a waste. Like, it would be easier to get the orb on level 3. But orb on level 3 is torture. Because the orb on level 3 runs through the gremlins, I think. And we got so much food that I don't want to throw it away. So I think that we'll just do the 2 lots of Z down. We'll just, you know, like plunge all the way. And it'll be fine. And we'll come back up again. And it'll be okay. I say, full well, knowing that that's not the way it works at all. No. But you can sort of see now what I meant when we were talking about it a while ago. I said this would speed up. And here we are, speeding up. We want Z down, so it's D. And then we want to make an exit. Exit is Sulphurous Ash Spider Sulphur Blood Boss. So it's AD. We just need 1. Right. So let's cost 1 Z down. Okay, where did it put us? It put us in front of this door. Oh, that's great, because this is the worst room. Because we need to go east and then up. And this room is by far and away the worst room here. So let's go in. Oh? I could have sworn this was the worst room. Anyway, we just want to get everyone to go up. Wow. This is a weird form of torture. Okay, so we are going to search. There we go. And now he's at... Oh, yeah, we're going to go... Because he was at 21. So we do have to go twice. Sorry, this isn't strength. This is dexterity. And now we're going to go down. Oh, I think we just run from this room. Like, so that we don't... We'll lose avatar points for running. Like, you lose points for doing lots of things bad and wrong here. But the thing is that if we can just avoid hitting the wisp altogether, then that's great. In fact, let's just try and get Katrina out. I gotta be a little bit mindful of what's going on with... I don't know. Okay. The last person who needs to leave the screen is me. Oh my god, they're just never going to leave Katrina alone. If only I could move diagonally. Oh, at last, okay. I can start running down. I wish this guy to the right of me would get bored and go away. Thank God they listened. Okay, so now we can just keep jamming the down key. Oh my god, I might die. Okay, hang on. Am I am. Oh. Oh man. Oh my god. Okay. Heal 1. Okay, that helped a lot. I'm gonna sleep. Because we lost a lot of HP there. And then maybe when we wake up, this guy won't be here. Wait a second. Why am I there? Oh, I thought I was in the wrong spot. Oh no. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we're just fighting this. This is going to be a torture room. Yeah, immediately torture. We might die here, I should have saved. Oh god. We are also poisoned. Oh, I heard. I don't know if you can do friendly fire here, but I just heard one of my own dudes. We actually do need to set up like a simple fight with one person to determine if you can friendly fire. Because if you can friendly fire, oh boy, that's going to be very bad. Iolo is doing a really good job here of not succumbing to the sleep. Okay, so let's heal. And then let's sleep. If I'd known that we were on the wrong side, I would have been more mindful. Oh no, I should have saved. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so now we need to go. We're going east, we need to go up. Right, this is the door I was dreading the most. And ironically, it wasn't the worst door. Okay. Oh no. Jeffrey got poisoned. Jeffrey, what are you doing? Okay. C1. C. Oh no. C. Oh, Jeffrey can't cast. C on Jeffrey. Okay, let's go south. Okay. Actually, this is near perfect. So, Jeffrey's going to attempt to... Oh, there is no... Oh, thank God. I was going to say, if there's friendly fire in this game, I might scream. Because it's so difficult to maneuver these guys around the board when there's so many of them. Okay. I'm still trying to get Iolo leveled up a little bit. Which is sort of why in rooms where it's not do or die. Like this room's not really do or die. It's just kind of tedious. I am trying to just focus on getting him in and doing the fights. Okay, so that should give us all three. So Iolo should be at 36 steps, right? And we're gonna do that again. So we're gonna go cast 1, exit. We're going to sleep. And then we're gonna do it again. And then we're gonna start making like a long-term life decision very quickly about what to do next, in the sense that it might be worth getting everyone to level 7. That's going to be tedious because it's going to involve finding fights with everyone, but I think it's worth considering. So I'm going to take, because we're going to do the same dungeon again, I'm going to take the very quick 10-minute break and then I'll be right back and we'll get into this dungeon once more and then get down, get the last sticks, and then come up and start thinking about strength, because that's the next thing we need to do. So I will be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's do the dungeon again, I guess. Alright. We get all set up here, and I think we can't sleep here because we just did. So let's do this and then cast. We'll go down like 3 levels. Hold on. That's just a free chest. And then we'll try and sleep. Try again. I want to at least sleep once before we hit level 8. No such luck. Okay. 4. Okay. So where are we? Oh, we're... we want to face... I guess we want to go... Like, there's a couple of ways to skin this particular... or to solve this particular problem, I should say. We can just go north. Right? And then we can run to the store. And then come down and then go west and then north. Oh, okay, we just want to go north. I want to again run out of here because this is just real hot garbage. I don't want to fight these guys. Okay. With one person, it's easy to make sense out of what you're seeing. But with like 8 people, or in our case 4, it's so difficult to tell who's fighting who. Okay. Oh my god. This guy is safe to kill. Alright. Oh no. It's this room. Katrina can maybe get out. I say as the plan goes immediately south. Okay. Katrina is out. Iolo is almost out. Oh no, I was done moving Iolo out. Oh my god. So stupid. Okay, let's get Jeffrey out. Man. Okay. Oh, I thought he was poisoned. The skeleton is okay to kill. In fact, this is great because if I can just have the skeleton right here, then we can move on up. Yeah, I say, as nonsense befalls me. Okay, let's run. Oh! And do you know that the last time I saved was at the top of the dungeon? And I just kept running Iolo into the fire over and over again like an idiot, instead of, when he was active, moving him out, moving him northward. Ah, so stupid. Oh, okay, well, thank God. For a minute there, I was afeared that I'd saved all the way up top. Anyway, this is just a run to the north, assuming we can make it without too much hassle. I say as immediately there's hassle. Perfect. Let's get Katrina out at least. Maybe I can get Iolo out. No. No such luck. The problem with wisps is that they're set to move randomly. And so, like, this situation happens where it looks like it's clear, and it does look like it's clear. But then it isn't actually, because who's selected? Then it's not actually clear because one of the wisp spores should get in the way, like these guys are doing right now. Okay, so I gotta be careful here, and I gotta leave. I gotta leave Iolo at the bottom. He can go now, because, okay, now he can't go. This is okay. Okay. Iolo is the guy with the least HP, and that's the most frustrating thing. Okay. Cool, so now we need to sleep. With 4 people, that room becomes much, much more of a problem. So he got dexterity up. Okay, so we need to go down and to the left. So down. But there is no way to go left here. That's the thing. I don't know if I'm missing something about this room. Hello. Hello, Elaine. Did I? I did. Perfect. Hello, Elaine Tricant. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I forgot. And I keep forgetting that that is all off. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave Iolo alone for a minute. Because Lord knows, I don't want him to die like we had him do last time around. That would be silly and embarrassing and not worth anyone's time. I guess we can walk him forward a little bit. He just mustn't get stuck behind me. So like here, the best thing to do is just to shuffle them all. There we go. Okay. Elaine says, doing great. Thanks for your great company earlier today. Oh, no problem. So I followed you, right? And then Twitch started telling me when you were going live. And every time you were going live, it was like too late for me. And I was like, oh no, boo. Because I really wanted to catch one of your streams. And then today was convenient because it happened in the middle of the day. And I was like, oh, yay. And then it also was convenient because I had tea and everything and it was rainy. So I was just like, well, I'll hole up in the study and I'll just watch this Final Fantasy XIV stream and see what Elaine's streams are like, and it turned out to be very funny. It was very relaxing, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm glad that I was able to make it. What are we going to do? I guess we're just going to try and get let's try and get Jeffrey out, because Jeffrey's got sort of a clear shot of getting out. Oh, and I have a clear shot now too. I shouldn't be the first person leaving this room, but in this situation, we're going to do it. That's what it boils down to. Okay, good. So I am going to maybe, if I don't woof like I just did there, get Jeffrey out. That's free XP, I guess. This is also free XP. I don't know, and I should check to see if they are wielding their hands, because that would be a bit awkward. Okay. So let's get... I guess we can just not do anything on this turn. There we go. Okay, cool. Now we're getting Iolo. Yeah, this is just a clean shot out. Okay, cool. Where do we need to be? Oh, there is a left hand there. And I should have taken it, actually. I don't know why I didn't. It would have made this so much easier. Anyway, I didn't, and here we are. Elaine Trakan says, I'm glad you enjoyed it. They also say, I see a missed opportunity on the screen here, though. Iolo with Mystic Sword would have been just that much better as Iolo with... Yes! This game was made in 1986, though, and they didn't believe in Iolo because they didn't know about it. But yes, that would have been perfect. Oh, no. I don't want to be in this room, and I don't want to be doing this. So, in Ultima 4, in case you've never played it before, there are two kinds of creature. Okay, so let's first talk about Ultima 4 as a whole before I discuss the types of creature, because it's very important to understand sort of the philosophical backdrop of this game. In this game, you're trying to become the avatar. So, see, between 4484 and G0273, there's like an avatar symbol. That means at the moment I'm making my way towards becoming the avatar. And what that means is you've got to be intrinsically good and you've got to follow this very specific path towards avatarhood. And one of the things that you've got to do is you've got to be mindful of who you kill. So in Ultima 4, there's two lots of creatures. One is definitely evil, and one is just neutral. This group here are just neutral because they are bats and rats. And bats and rats, the game's like, you know, they're just creatures of the wild, and you shouldn't really kill them. So you've got to wait for... There's a couple of things happening in this fight. You've got to wait for them to hit you first before you can hit them back. And then you're not supposed to kill them. So you're supposed to get to the edge of almost death, and then they run away, and then that's fine. There's a lot of weird nonsense happening in this particular fight, which is why I'm just trying to run away from here. Yeah. Elaine Tragan says, time to end the game with a retcon gun. Yes, very true. So, we are trying our level best here not to actually hit any of these things, because these are basically two neutral guys, and I will lose avatar points, and that would be a little bit awkward. Which is why I'm just trying to make my way through here. I think I'm supposed to go out north. I'm not sure. We'll see. Electrican says, thanks for the explanation, and that seems to me like it's a very interesting way of imagining a combat system. It's pretty good. It's a little bogged down. So, one of the problems with this game, it's made in 1986, and so they don't really understand game design. And so, like, if you'd set this up with 4 stats that you had to be mindful of, so there's different virtues, and each virtue is a path you have to walk, and the path you have to walk is to do very specific game actions. Like the path of honesty is very obvious. You just tell everyone the truth all the time. So if they ask you, are you the avatar, and you're not the avatar, you're supposed to say no, right? If you're in a shop and the shopkeeper asks how much gold you're going to give for something, you've got to give the exact amount, or you can give more, right? For compassion, there are healing centers dotted around the world, and for compassion, if you give some of your blood to the healing center, that's compassion, because you are giving of yourself so that other people can have a chance at life, right? But there are 8 of these things, and the game doesn't understand that 8 is like 4 too many. So there's lots of little steps to becoming the avatar, and it's a cool design that's just too much. So it's really neat, and I really appreciate that we've been playing this. We've been playing this for almost 100 hours now. And that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. We've played very long games on stream before. But it's a game that... so Ultima 4 implies that there's an Ultima 3. Ultima 3 is a much better game because it understands the length of time someone wants to spend in its world. This game has no desire for the player to ever let go. On the back of the box, they're like, by the way, this is a 200-hour game if you don't know what you're doing, right? And it's true, it can be. We're approaching almost hour 100. I don't know what I'm doing. And so, I think it's a little bit overzealous in what it's trying to present. Some of this is because in the bad old days, like the era where this game was made, so the reason why it's 8 virtues is because 8 is a funny computer number. At the time where this game was current, the best processors that were not commercially available, but that were in use in home systems for the most part, were 8-bit. And so 8 is a magic number for this game. Oh, that's a very bad fight. Alain Trakan says, being honest and being truthful are 2 completely different things though. Just ask my ace and I. They will lie through their teeth without once telling you an untruth. Right, yes. So, I have a family member who did exactly this. So, you're right, and I agree with that. So the family member started smoking when they were very young. And their parent came up to them and said, "Are you smoking?" And so the 16-year-old said, "No, actually I'm not." And then much later, when they were a lot older, and the parent came back to them and said, "But I knew that you were smoking all the time. Why did you say no?" The 16-year-old, who's at that point probably like 24 or 25, said, "You were asking the wrong question. I was being honest and truthful in that moment because I wasn't smoking right then." So yes, there's a very big divide between being honest and being truthful. Anyway, so this fight is gonna suck. This fight is gonna suck because these guys have the ability to put you to sleep. And they will do that for everyone all the time. So this is gonna be a bit of an awkward fight. In this particular case, it doesn't matter who hits them and kills them, just so long as it happens. I should make sure that you are wielding your sword. I think you are. It was the sort of situation where, you know, that's very much dancing on the head of a pin, and they're technically correct in what they were saying, but they're also sort of lying at the same time. Okay. Alright. Elaine Tricon said, they laughed first and then said, it's a smarter 16-year-old child. Yes, 100%. Okay. So we need to go east and then north. So here and then north and then through here. And then I'm gonna try and sleep and save. So what we're doing in this dungeon, 8, as I've mentioned, is a very magic number for this game. You can see here, for example, that my mage, the guy I made at the beginning of the game, is a level 8. And that's the top end of the spectrum. You can see that they've got EX 9999. That means that they're capped out for experience. They can never get any more experience. It's very easy to level the main character because there are things that you can do besides killing stuff that get you experience. But everyone else, like Jeffrey is a fighter, he's level 7. The only way to get Jeffrey experience is to fight things, right? And the gap between level 7 and level 8 is quite a big gap, so I just haven't been pursuing that. The same is true here and here. But the thing that we are focused on at the moment is not any of this, it's the stuff on the left. So in this game, when you go up a level, you gain a tiny amount of every stat. So you can gain strength, you can gain dex, you can gain int, right? But the major way that you gain stats in this game is by going into these dungeons, and these little blue discs over here represent stat shrines, and you can touch those and then they'll give you, depending on which dungeon you're in, they'll give you like a int boost or a dex boost or a strength boost. Some of the dungeons, so they do this at the expense of your health pool. So you'll see Iolo's got 360, and when he goes up the stat shrine, he will touch it and he will take 200 damage. If you go into more advanced dungeons that have these shrines dotted around them, and you touch them and you get 2 stats, you trade 400 life. And if you go into another one that has all 3 stats, you take a 600 life hit. So what we've done with Iolo in particular, it's easier to show this than to explain this. We've gotten him to level 5, which means that his maximum, his hit points are 360, but his maximum is 500. So he can touch multiple of these shrines in one go and be okay. He can survive. And that is what we're doing right now. We're busy getting his dexterity all the way to 50, because that's like the maximum. Elaine Trican says level 8 max out chief. Well, see, okay, so games from this era didn't believe in high level caps, right? So if you boot up any game, most games that are RPGs in the 1980s, you're going to find that levels 1 through to like 5 go very quickly, and then from level 5 more or less until level 8 or 10 or whatever low level cap they have, it's just glacial, because the game believes that you need to be trapped in this one level for a very long time and you need to get to know it very well. So level 8's not so strange in that perspective. It's strange for us now because when we think about games like this, you were playing Final Fantasy XIV, the base game for that goes up to level 60, right? and you're almost always working towards getting a level, and you can probably, like, I know a friend of mine who spent 3 days, like, admittedly they were 8-hour days, getting level 60 because he knew what he was doing, right? This game, it didn't take long to get to level 8 for my main character, but it's been glacial for everyone else because they've got to murder things to get there. Elaine Trickland says, how do you make sense of that dungeon map? It looks samey to me. Yeah, like in D&D, the fun levels are 1 to 10, and after that you just start becoming world-destroyingly powerful. Okay, so let's very quickly show you the map again and explain what's going on in the map. So, in very early games like this, one way to create what feels like space but isn't space is to make the map be a pattern, okay? And so if you take this map and you slice it up, where our little figure is the red dot, right? So if you work left and you see that little upward arrow, and then you work right to where the upward arrow is again, that would constitute the entire square that is the map. It's just repeated over and over and over again, right? And you can tell that it's repeated because if you look at the stat shrines to the north of where my guy is, there's another stat shrine through a wall that's just built above that. And then you can see that the pattern repeats just above that. And so it's if you're looking at it and you fold it down to a very small square, it's very easy to start making sense of what you're looking at. But it's not immediately obvious. Like, I will grant you, the first time I saw this, I was like, that map seems a little bit large. What's going on? But that's literally what is happening. They're folding space outward to make the map look bigger than it really is, when it is just one discrete, like, square. So, it looks like a series of people doing an Egyptian dance. It does look like that. You're correct. Because if you, like, you're thinking about probably walk like an Egyptian. And that's correct, because you can see on the left-hand side where the arrow goes upward, that would be the left arm. And then the head is the little stat shrine. And then the right arm goes all the way out that way. And then the legs are below that. That's very cool. You're alright. Okay, so we're going to go into the store. This is going to be a kind of annoying fight too. So, in 1986, they still haven't figured out that you can have good game design and you can have bad game design. Everything is game design. And for this particular game, one of the things it likes doing is trolling the player by putting creatures in a dungeon that will put your party to sleep. And it does this a lot. Right, this is just a feature of the game. And so here we have what isn't really a fight, but becomes a fight because everything puts you to sleep. Okay, so now we can leave. Everything is fine. There's nothing left that's going to kill us. I gotta not walk myself off the screen. I gotta be very careful. Okay, so I should have walked Jeffrey off screen. Sorry, that wasn't Jeffrey, that was my friend Iolo. Okay, this is the stat shrine. So what happens here, if you look at Iolo, because that's the person that we're leveling up, I'm going to touch the stat shrine. You find a stat shrine. Who touches? And we say Iolo. And immediately he goes from 360 to 160. So that's a little bit scary. But now you can see, if you look at the repeating pattern, the stat shrine up in the north is gone. And that tells you kind of where the bounds are of the dungeon. Let's try and sleep and see if we get anywhere. Oh, this is frustrating. Okay, I'm just gonna run us out. Because I don't want to mess with, like, figuring out who's hitting them and all that nonsense. Okay. Sure. Oh, I've effectively backed myself into a corner. Let's try again. Elentricon says, yes, that makes things a lot easier to understand. Why this game box says 200 hours if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, it's down to, it can be, like, this is a little bit slow. Everything here is a keyboard input. And for probably 75 of the hours that we played so far, we were one character. And then we started introducing Jeffrey, Katrina, and Iolo very slowly, because it's actually like sort of a pain in the butt to level them up if you are... So let's talk about the fights that we're seeing very quickly. The way the game does randomized fights is that it counts the number of people in a party, and it says, okay, if there's one person, I can roll at maximum 2 enemies. Likewise, if there are 2 people, it can roll at maximum 4, and then 6, and then 8, and so on. So the first person that you ever introduce into the party, and we introduced Jeffrey first, it takes very, very long to get them leveled up, because you got to go out of your way to find fights. But when you do find fights, there's only 4 people in a fight. It gets subsequently easier with each person that you add into the fight, but sometimes what it will do is it will be a little bit overzealous and roll too many people, and that's sort of a problem. Like, especially in dungeons, it doesn't... There are 2 kinds of fight in a dungeon. So if you see a door like this, it's a fixed encounter. We will know what we're going to get when we walk through the door, because it's always the same. And it's always the same on level 8 of this dungeon. So if we walk south, we'll be faced with that little plinth where there were those 4 little plant things, and they were putting us to sleep all the time. It'll always be the same. But in an open square like this, where we can walk back and forth, it's entirely randomized what we're going to get. So, like I said, it's not that I'm a magician and I can predict the future here. It's just that we've seen this room so many times that I know what we're going to see here. It's a surprisingly, like, for a game from 1986, it's a surprisingly dense game, but it has a lot of, like, funny underlying rules that you just sort of have to learn. I've unfortunately learned the hard way that in a specific room, it's not worth trying to run south and to get out, because this particular room will just slow you down a lot. So it's almost easier just to make a point of killing everything and then to move on. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's save and try and sleep again. Elaine Tricon says, yeah, I can understand that. Oh, that didn't work out. Okay, so we're going to heal. So, when it was just me, right, the process of casting a spell was very easy. I just said, cast a spell, which spell? But now that I have multiple people, it has to attenuate and change the casting process, because it's got to decide who is doing the casting. And the first thing it asks is player, and player is the person that's going to cast the spell. That's me. So we're going to go 1. It's going to say which spell. Now, this is not intuitive at all. You got the C, F, H, L, M, W, Y, and Z, and what does that really mean? Well, the manual explains, not in great detail, that there are 26 spells and they all line up with letters of the alphabet. So C is cure, F is fireball, H is heal, and so on and so forth. And so for us, we just know that we've got 26 casts of the heal spell, and we want to do some healing. So we're going to go H. It's going to say who here. So player is the person casting the spell. Who is the person we're aiming at? And that would be Iolo. We just want him to be over the 200 HP mark, so when he gets the next shrine, he doesn't just fall over and die from touching it. Elentrican says, at any rate, I'm afraid I'm going off early. I'd like to get a good night's sleep as I got a busy day tomorrow. I hope you have an amazing stream, and I'll see you next time. That's pretty awesome. I hope I bump into you again, and I hope that I can see some of your other streams as well, too. Thank you for visiting. I appreciate it so much. Have a wonderful evening and good night for now. Have a great sleep. Okay, so let's go south. I don't think this is not too bad room, so we'll just fight through with probably our guys who need some experience. This seems pretty good. Okay, we can leave. Okay, let's try and sleep again. I don't think it will work, quite frankly, but sure. Oh, it did. Good, let's save. Okay, let's get out of here. Sorry. Oh no, a Z down. I wasted the Z down. Very good. And that should... Oh, we don't have an exit, that's correct. Mix exit, it's 80. Fast one, exit. That should give us all of the dexterity Iolo needs. Right, so tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to take him to the next dungeon on the line. Okay, we got a little bit of time. Let's start walking towards the start. We'll stop off at Lord British's and we will make a point of getting healed. I went the wrong way. It's okay. It's all good experience for Iolo. Yeah, this might be an awkward fight. It might be an awkward fight, and we might die. I am asleep, of course. See if I can get myself to be awake. There we go, okay. Yeah, and we want to do it on Katrina. You know, I don't know if we're gonna make it all the way to the start, the way this is working out. Maybe we'll just hang out around here and we'll fight fights. You know what I think I need to do? Oh, we got 50 gems. It's okay. I was gonna say we might need to stop off and get more gems, but we're alright. Trade, yes. I would like to be healed, no. But, okay, let's just fight some fights. Well, let's start making our way toward the start. It's not like it's that far down, right? It might be easier and behoove us to take the boat. I say, and then immediately regret the boat because of the wind. Oh lordy, the wind. I just mustn't forget that we took the boat to get all the way to the start. Because we've done that before and then the boat got overrun and problems. There's pause. Let me just see where the map lines up. As I know which bit of the coastline we need to be at. It's a little bit below pause. So there's a whole bunch of little islands. And at the last little island we need to get out the boat. And then we'll just make our way to pause. Oh god, get away from me. Thank you. So at this island here, in fact, this is nigh on perfect. Oh my god. I'm making this so difficult for myself. And then the start should be here. I say as we get like just a huge old fight again. And the start should be here. So let's sleep. And then we're gonna like essentially call it a stream. Because I don't really want to do like the start over here. What we can do is we can look at our list of Z downs and see how many we have. We got 5. And how many? First of all, which I think this is the start. Yeah, it's the start. Okay, let's start by looking at the star's stat. The start is strength. Okay, so how much strength does Iolo have? He has 30, so we need to do 2. Let's mix Z down. We need 16. Okay, let's mix an exit spell. And now we're good. So I'm going to tomorrow start us off in the start. We will just do the whole walk through the start, get to, I think it's level 3 we need to be at. Yeah, it's level 3. We could very technically go to, yeah, this is the one with level 3 and level 5. And level 5 was very funny because we had to go into the western entrance and then collect in the darkness. So we'll do all that and we'll do tomorrow. So shouldn't be too bad. There's 4 and we're at 30, so we only really need to do 1 hop down. That's fine. Okay. Seems good. Alright, let me get us out of here. There. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it so much. I can't believe that we're finally starting to wrap up this game. I mean, there's still stuff that we need to do, and the stuff that we need to do is still silly. We need to, like, pick up all of Iolo's stats, and we need to start getting another party member. And, like, I envisage that it's going to take, like, 3 hours per party member to get them to level 5, and then to get them the stats that they need. And it is more or less doing that with Iolo. So, it's going to speed up a little bit, but not too much. The stats are what is going to take the longest. But it's hard to believe that we're getting closer and closer to the end of this game. Anyway, I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Please have a wonderful evening. I shall see you all soon. Good night for now, folks.